First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Chengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubten Dorshi. We'll pay homage to the three jewels of the altar and homage to the main deity of the group practice today, Vaishravana, the yellow Jambala. Samu, Tanchen Katso, Dubten City, Dubten Kama. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma teaching assistants, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, how do you do?
I state Shalom. Hola amigo, te quiero mucho. Scoin, Ijiba, Kimoji, Jumi, Yapi, Pulim, Omawa.
Today, we practice yellow Jambala. We all remember the last time we practiced yellow Jambala, Master-Lu walk slightly differently, and that's because my right toe had the gout. Just like the yellow Jambala. So that's a spiritual response. After practicing the yellow Jambala, by the blessing of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas upon the yellow Jambala, I also prayed to the 5 Dhyani Buddhas to also bless my own right toe. So after one night, then the second day, the gout in my right toe disappeared. It never happened that fast before. So that day, my right toe was the same as yellow Jambala, swollen and painful. And then after one night, the toe recovered. Although I also took Tylenol for and Master-Lu-Ling Shen also gave me a black pill, and she said by taking it I will recover. That's what she said. So I took it. So did I recover because of the blessing by the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, or the black pill, or Tylenol? Pain. And in some, it recovered. So, very thank you to the blessing of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, and thank you to Jambala, that in that period of time, because soon we will hold the Dasilamo grand ceremony that would give sudden wealth. So, instant, abundant wealth. So, it has to be responsive. Grandmasters practicing this. So that's why that time when we had the yellow Jambala Homa, they had to give some responses. One from Washington, D.C., a Dharma sister, she told me if she gets a windfall, a sudden huge wealth, she would make me a small windfall. But this Dharma sister really got rich quick, so she gave me a small windfall. And then one from New Jersey, someone that's very rich. His residence is huge, and there are only 3 people living in it. So they can't see anybody because the house is too big and not that many people. So you don't see anyone. And in it, there's a room that my Dharma body often goes and lives in that room. So the only regret that he has why every a few days that the money in his safe is full again. So he asked the banker to come quickly and save the money in the bank, and a few days later it's full again. He's very upset about it. Too much money. What can he do? So the safe is not large enough. So I have such disciples that got really rich suddenly, or in a short period of time. And he has a Padma Kumara that's huge, taller than life size, and also Gurukuli Buddha Mother. So his shrine is like our Lechang temple. And it's not even spiritual or Dharma center. But his statues are huge, and every one of them are beautiful, magnificent. And I've said that in each state of America, he has some properties or assets. He's that rich. So when he learned that the Dharma sister from Washington, D.C. made offering to Grandmaster, he couldn't stand it. So he flew here. So however much that Dharma sister offered, I would offer the same. So in an instant, Grandmaster had 2 windfalls. So that's the spiritual response from practicing Yellow Jambala, and especially for Chachi Drasilamo, there would be many spiritual responses. And even before the ceremonies, there are already people that got rich quick. There's a disciple that told me, don't say it when I'm still here, okay? I do get some windfalls, sudden riches, and I asked why. I won the lottery. I hit the jackpot. So just don't say anything before I leave. And they left. They're from Malaysia. Also won a lottery. So there would be some spiritual responses. So today, by practicing Yellow Jambala, wait. You will strike it rich. You will win lotteries. And remember the grand ceremony. Just remember the name of Drasilamu. Drasi, Chachi, meaning fried chicken. In Chinese, it's a homophone for fried chicken. Her history is not that long. The Drasi temple is also not a very old temple. But they are very responsive. And there's a disciple in South California that saw Drasilamu 10 times. And I put it in my book number 307 that they've seen Drasilamu 10 times. So she's very responsive, and she knows that we're about to transmit her Dharma, and she will give us miracles. I really hope that not only you who are present here, but all the disciples all over the world would come to Seattle. Because in the human world, honestly speaking, if you have no money, there's not much you can do. If you have no money, you can't even take Uber. You can't even get on the transport. You can't get on the plane. So 99% of problems can be resolved with money, and the remaining 1% can be resolved with more money. That's in the human world. And someone say, but Grandmaster is Buddhist, and how come always talks about wealth and wealth deity and the wealthiest person Dharma, Yelujambala, Manohara? Why so many wealth deities? If you have no money, how can we have the Lechang temples all over the world? That's how it is in the Saha world. If you go to Sukawati, the Pure Land, everybody is equal. We know for sure that money can only be used in the Saha world, that you don't need it in the Pure Land or Buddha verses. Because you're endowed with everything, you don't need it. But in the Saha world, you cannot live without it. Let's not talk about other things. Why America uses tariffs? Simple. They just want money. How come the international trade? What is the international trade about? It's about money. So the Saha world is the world of money. To propagate Buddha Dharma, you need resources and money. Fellow disciples also need money. What is Buddha Dharma? Everything is Buddha Dharma. So that's why we have Yelujambala, Manohara, Drasilamo, and many wealth deities. Strictly speaking, our True Buddha school is not the richest school or the richest religious sect. We are just so-so. That's good enough. We don't need that much. As long as it's enough, that's good enough. That when you need to use money, you have it. That's good. Then you can practice more diligently by performing the wealth dharma practices. At least you can go to the 4 heavenly kings. And better, you can go to Sukawati, the western realm of utmost bliss. And all the wealth deities know that the greatest wealth is to attain the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, the ultimate perfect enlightenment. That's the greatest wealth. So it's mentioned in the Vimalakirti Sutra is that you first fulfill the wishes of beings and then to guide them onto the Buddhist path. That's the principle. First you entice with by fulfilling their desire and then guide them onto the Buddha's path. Someone heavy said this. A woman told her mom, can you pack my old clothes? And the mom said, oh, I want to give this away. And then the woman said, no, just throw it out, throw them out. No need. No, don't throw them out. There are many young people who would love, who can use these clothes. And then the girl said, but I've never heard of anyone that's famished, that's hungry, that would wear XXXXL sizes. So 3XL size. This one is probably not good. This is also talking about obesity. The woman told the man, would you abandon me? And the man said, no. And the woman said, how come? And the man said, I cannot move you. The rabbits jumping every day, but they live to be 8 years old. And the dogs run every day, and the average lifespan is 15. And turtles don't move much, and the average lifespan is 150 years. The conclusion is that laziness is the key point. On the street, all of a sudden, was attracted by a group, and there was a man that's really furious and fierce. Asked the other man, do you know who my dad is? Who my dad is? And the other man was calmly replying, you don't even know, how would I know? Now let's get to the main topic. Eastern country, Lotus Zhiqiang. Homage to the most honorable lineage Guru. The calamities of sentient beings are endless. The need to supplicate the Buddha to remain in this world is so urgent. At this moment, I give rise to an exceedingly strong thought. I long to be like the thousand-armed, thousand-eyed Avalokitesvara, manifesting countless emanations. While reciting mantras, I visualize Golden Mother and Grandmaster Lu also manifesting countless emanations. Upon the crown of each Grandmaster Lu rests Golden Mother. In this way, with every recitation of Om Jimu Siddhi Hom, countless tens of thousands and millions of Golden Mothers bestow blessings and protection upon countless Grandmaster Lus, ensuring health, well-being, and the elimination of illnesses. Taking this further, I visualize countless Grandmaster Lus radiating infinite light, blessing, and eliminating karma of immeasurable sentient beings and increasing their light. Through such visualization, Grandmaster's body will be healthy and he can remain in samsara for a long time. At the same time, the immeasurable sentient beings will also receive the salvation of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And this accords with Grandmaster's own vow to deliver sentient beings and makes Grandmaster's continued presence in this world even more meaningful. I wonder if this visualization is correct. Please advise. So he visualized countless Golden Mother and countless or many Grandmaster Lu, Dharma bodies. That's fine. You can visualize like that. Because Grandmaster's physical body is only one, so sometimes this true body cannot be completely healthy, but the Dharma bodies are more everlasting. So even if Grandmaster Lu's physical body disappears from the Saha world, the Dharma bodies are still around, still present. So those who have seen or feel the Dharma bodies, will not be like the physical body disappearing. Our human lifespan is limited. The physical body will age and get sick and die. And not just with one illness, but many illnesses. Of course, when you're young, you don't know, or you have not experienced aging or old age and being ill. Like the eyes, the ears, the teeth, like all the internal organs, they all will deteriorate. When you're young, when you walk briskly and run and jump. So you can see a car coming and you can just leap and run across. But now, in old age, when you try to run, you can't move that fast. It's different from youth. When I was young, I could be on the bars, gymnastic, the big wheel, small wheel. Now, if I try, I would fall with 4 limbs up in the air. How could I do that? So when I was in elementary school, I could do the small wheel with the bar behind on my arm, on my elbows, behind my back, and then turn. And then with the big wheel, you tie with cloth on your hands, and then you can revolve around the bar. Now you're asking me to do those? Even if you give me $1 million US, I would not be able to do it. When I was younger, when I lift myself on the bar, I could do 20 times in one shot. Now, can I? No. So, Grandmaster, do 20 times and I'll give you $100,000 US. That's quite tempting. I should give it a try, but not possible. So pulling up yourself on the bar like this 20 times, it's not possible now. When I was young, it's easy. That's why you need to cherish your time when you're still young and cultivate spiritually the best you can. But at old age, you can try to run and you will pant for sure. And some people, they just take 10 steps and already they pant. Just walking. So that's the difference. So let the Bodhisattvas protect us. That's why health is very important. Even if you have money, you also need good health. Long life and health. So, if you want a long life, you need health. Otherwise, what use is long life without health? That would be very, very troublesome and tiring. I've told this joke before. I remember there's a joke about a beggar. Xiao Ming walked by. And there's a beggar, and he gave $10. And on the way back, he saw the beggar with 2 bowls. And then he asked, usually you just use 1 bowl. Now how come you have 2 bowls? And the beggar said, oh, time has changed. I have a franchise, a branch. And then as Xiao Ming walked by, he said, oh, that blind beggar disappeared. How come it's you? How come now it's you? And then he said, oh, the blind one is going to see the movies. I am a substitute beggar. Now, let's discuss Surangama Sutra, Volume 3. We know that Sakyamuni Buddha was really working very hard in explaining and repeating again. And he had covered that the 5 skandhas are all illusory and false. And now he will start talking about the 6 sense entries. What are the 6 sense entries? That's what's that's stated in the Heart Sutra: ears, eyes, nose, tongue, body, and mind. They are the 6 sense entries, and the 7 places that would be root of mind. And then we'll also talk about the 18 realms. And what are they? 6 dust, or 6 roots, and 6 consciousnesses all together. That's the 18th realm. So the earth, water, fire, wind, and space, and consciousness, 7 places. Actually, any of these terms and phenomena are all false and illusory. They are not true. And the truest one is the wondrous, luminous, true mind, the true suchness, Buddha nature. So this sutra primarily discusses that all names and phenomena are not real nor truthful, not true or real. So in the Prajnaparamita Sutra, Vajra Sutra, Heart Sutra, they all have been covered, especially in the Heart Sutra. No eyes, ears, tongue, body, and mind. No sight, smell, touch, taste, and mental object. No ignorance and the end of ignorance. No wisdom and no old age. That's already stated very clearly. So in this volume 3 of Surangama Sutra, he will talk about the 6 sense entries, which are the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. and they're all illusory and false, and they're not true or real. Furthermore, Ananda, how are the 6 sense entries originally the Tathagata's wondrous and true nature of suchness? Ananda, consider the one whose eyes become strained and fatigued from staring. Both the eyes and strain due to fatigue from staring appeared as manifestations of body. Due to the false dust of light and darkness, seeing arises in between them. It absorbs these dust-like appearances and is thus called seeing nature. Apart from light and dark, the seeing has no substance whatsoever. Therefore, Ananda, you should know that the seeing does not arise from light or darkness, nor does it come from the faculty of the eye, nor is it born from emptiness. Why is this so? If it came from light, then it should disappear with darkness, and there would be no seeing of darkness. If it came from darkness, then it should disappear with light, and there would be no seeing of light. If it came from the eye faculty, then there should be no experience of either light or darkness, meaning the essence of seeing has no inherent nature of its own. If it came from emptiness, then when it focuses on visible forms, the perception should return to the eye faculty. And if emptiness could observe by itself, why would that have to do with your own sense entrance? Therefore, you should know that the entrance of the eye is ultimately false. It is neither produced by causes and condition, dependent arising, or by self-arising. So, if you're with a mislight, you cannot see darkness. If you're in darkness, you cannot see light. So, it's also not from the emptiness, not from the sky. So the true, wondrous, luminous, true mind is actually completely unrelated to the eyes. So the true, wondrous, luminous, true mind is the same. So it's not dependent arising nor self-arising. So he said, when you see light, that's brightness. When you see brightness, darkness disappears. So, when you see darkness, you don't see brightness. When you see walls, all you see are walls. When you see outside sceneries, and that's all you see. But actually, the wondrous, luminous, true mind is not like that. It's not seen by the eyes. It's totally unrelated to the eye faculty. Have I not told you this? That the Venerable Elder Xu Yun was meditating in his room, surrounded by walls, but he saw his disciple walking out from his room, looking left and right, didn't see anybody, and peed in the garden. So the Venerable Elder Xu Yun in meditation did not see him with his eyes. He didn't see with his eyes. It's unrelated to the eyes. Because our human eyes cannot see anything blocked by the walls. When you see brightness, you cannot see darkness. When you see darkness, there's no brightness. I've said one time they all go to Alaska to see auroras, the northern lights. And I told them, you have to get on the cruise from Seattle to go to Alaska. And you will see the northern lights. And I said, but I don't need to go to Alaska to see the northern lights. I can see it on my bed. And that's the fact. Like this afternoon, I drove my car out of and I passed through a channel, a corridor, and then with both eyes I saw it's 7-colored light, many rainbow lights, many rays of lights. At that time, nobody else saw anything. And I don't have to say. I use my own eyes to see. But those eyes are not the physical eyes. They are different kind of eyes. They're called the seeing nature. That's how I saw. That's how I saw. The analogies that Sakyamuni Buddha used, because your eyes are strained, so you see many flowers falling from the sky. And also when your eyes continue gazing at the moon, then you start to see 2 moons. The second moon, that's seen by the eyes because of the strain in the eyes or because of an ailment in the eyes. And sometimes you are looking at a tree, it would become 2 trees because of ailments with your eyes or eye problems. 1 moon becomes 2 moons, but those are all eye problems. But the true seeing nature of the wondrous luminous true mind is like this. It's not due to the eye strain and also not to the eye ailments, and it's not seen by the eyes. You close your eyes and look inside. Look into your heart, into the mind. But it's also not that. No, it's not that. It's not by closing your eyes and looking inward. But in short, you see it. And your experience is different. So that's a true seeing the true seeing of the wondrous luminous true mind. So that's why he said, therefore you should understand that the eye faculty is ultimately false. It is neither produced by dependent arising or self-arising. He used many analogies that the wondrous luminous true mind does not come from brightness, darkness, nor emptiness. And it has no self-nature. There is nothing special about it. So all dusty appearances are false and illusory. So he would like to stress that the wondrous luminous true mind is the nature of reality. It's a true reality. So Buddha nature or wondrous luminous true mind are as such seated on this Dharma throne, closing your eyes, and when you enter into very deep meditation, that you would arrive at the Pure Land and Buddha verses. You can see many Padma Kumaras. You can see all the golden precious palaces, the 7 jeweled pagodas. You can see the 3 sages of the West. And you can see the Kalavinka birds. And you can see the trees of the 7 precious jeweled, 7 layers of trees made of precious jewels. And you could see 7 layered nets. But you don't see it with your eyes. Only those are called the wondrous luminous true mind. Do you understand? Do you understand my explanation? So, the eye faculty is unrelated to the wondrous luminous true mind. Xiaoming's math is not good, but after transferred into a Christian school, he got 100. And the mom was surprised. Was that because of the nuns, or because of the texts, or because of the prayers? And Xiaoming said, none of those. And then he seriously said, when I got to school, the first day at school, I saw someone was nailed to death on the wall. So I knew that they're very serious about it.
几点了？
What time is it?
哦。有一位20岁的纳勒开车被拦下来。
A 20-year-old, I think it's a lady, was stopped by a police officer. And when being stopped, she immediately said, so when you were wounded and you use alcohol to cure it, to take care of, to disinfect it, is that a violation? And the policeman said, no. Well, my heart is wounded, so I need alcohol to disinfect. A couple were fishing at the bank of the river, and the wife was so chatty. And in it, the fish was hooked, and the wife said, a poor fish. And the husband said, that's right, if it closed its mouth, then there would be no problem. Yesterday morning on the road, I saw a beggar and felt sorry for him. So Xiaoming gave him $100. And in the afternoon, Xiaoming went to the bank to deposit some money and encountered the same beggar. And Xiaoming deposited $1,000, and the beggar deposited $2,000. Someone who drank and injured a family of 3, and luckily they weren't injured badly. And the policeman got there and asked him to move the car, and the man said, hey, I just drank a glass of beer. It's not my problem, but I've never seen anybody, a family of 3, eat hot pot on the side of the street. And the police officer said, stop talking, just get your car out of somebody's house. So for the 6 sense entries, he first talked about the eyes, the eye faculty. And this part, it was related to the form, smell, sound, taste, touch, and mental objects. So it's related to the earlier passage, earlier chapters. So the one who truly gained wondrous luminous true mind, they have several eyes. One is celestial eyes. It's not seen by the physical eye, by the eyes. Dharma eyes, it's also not seen by the eyes. And wisdom eyes, also not seen by the eyes. And Buddha eyes, really not seen by the eyes. Only the physical eyes are seen by the physical eyes. Only the physical eyes you see with the eyes. So therefore, everything that's seen by the physical eyes are not real. So celestial eyes, you don't see with the eyes. Dharma eyes, wisdom eyes, Buddha eyes, you don't see with the eyes. Let me give you a small example. In the past, I had a girlfriend. She was the daughter of Jin Ma Hao. And she has a very good figure. One time I went to see her and she held an umbrella and walked me to the bus station. And then I told this girl, let's walk back together. And then she said, aren't you going to the station to get on the bus to go home? And I said, oh, I just want to spend more time. So, you know, we just walk back and forth and back and forth. So she has long hair, a beautiful figure. And one time in Seattle, she wrote a letter to me. And she said, Master Lu, I would like to invite you to consecrate my shop. Do you remember me? I am that lady from Jin Ma Hao. It's like a golden horse something. And I thought about that lady. Oh, that's great. And in the letter she wrote, let me attach a photo of my past, the lady from Jin Ma Hao. So, and sure enough, that's her. So when I went back to Taiwan, I went to Taiwan Lijiang Temple, and she wanted to come to the Taiwan Lijiang Temple to see me. And she said, you will not recognize me. Then what should I do? And I said, when I get to the Taiwan Lijiang Temple, you're among the people and you just shout to me who you are. So I got to the Taiwan Temple and many people kneeling, and as I walked by, there's a huge water barrel. Old lady, and she said that she's so and so. That's the eyes. She was very slim in the past. A lady of Jin Ma Hao, so beautiful. And now, and then she became like a water tank or water barrel. But that's seen by the physical eyes. That's why everything is so illusory and false. It's not real. And that's the reality, that's the fact. Everything that we see is unreal. It is impermanent and ever-changing. That's just a simple example. Everything that is seen by the physical eyes is not the wondrous luminous true mind. We can say only the Buddha eyes are the wondrous luminous true mind. they can spread across the 3 times and reaches the 10 directions. So this is what Sakyamuni Buddha stresses. Om Mani Padme Hum.